I'm just tired of these females who cooked after 30. I'm gonna say it like that. Cooked.
Okay, so you're personally attacking me, so I would like to
How am
know.
I attacking you?
Because I'm after 30, so I'm cooked.
Yeah. 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 Listen.
I'm
Yes, dog.
crying.
Listen, dog. Guys is over here like, yo, prime is 25 to 30. Let's keep it 100.
But let me say this. I hear exactly what you're saying, right? I've heard it before. People have said it. Women age like milk, men age like fine wine. I've heard it 1,000 times, right? For me personally, I'm gonna say this. Me, maybe I am cooked, but you know what? I'm cooked and it tastes delicious because I was not given what it needed to give when I was in my 20s. I didn't know my body. I didn't know what I wanted. I didn't know what I liked. I didn't know how to fuck. I didn't know how to suck. I didn't know how to throw it back. Now I could do all of those things plus more. I
Ooh.
understand who I am as a woman. My emotional maturity is here. And at the end of the day, I know that it feels like there's women who are jaded because they've been with so many men and now they're cooked. I understand that perspective. But personally, for me, I feel so into my bag as a 30-year-old because
And then after 34, 35, man, think about this. When I cook some food, all right, it's cooked, right? Now I ate some, then it's leftovers. Then I put it in the refrigerator. After so many days, you got to throw it out. You know what I'm saying?
this is
Like, how
crazy.
long do Thanksgiving food last after Thanksgiving? How many days we giving it? 3? Then you throw it out. So that means if you cooked at 30, 35, we got to throw it out.
You can see where Paul Pierce is coming from with that statement. I think it's only two, basically. Number one is beauty. Women tend to be really attractive at a very young age. And I'm not saying that, of course, there's some women that's still pretty attractive in their 30s and 40s, but you can't, compare to when they're pretty young. You know, some women tend to glow up in their 30s, but it's not a lot of women. It's only a few percent of women. Most women tend to be very attractive at a very young age, and most men find that attractive. I know a lot of women might say, oh, yeah, that's controlling, or that's being a creep, or whatever. I'm not here to get into that. It's just, beauty. Most women tend to be really attractive at a very young age. And the second reason is fertility, which I think a lot of people know about that by now. It's the fertility thing. I ain't saying, of course, there's some women that have a baby at 40, 45, even 50. But these are a few percentage of women. So many women struggle to have a baby after 30, maybe 35 or something. They have issues with having kids after that. And as a man, most men want to have a family. Maybe not every man, but I'm sure like 95% of men wants to have a family or something like that. So these two reasons are the only way I can see that, that statement, you know, because we've heard the statement, oh, women age like milk and men age like wine and stuff like that. Yeah, as a man, you could age properly if you do the work. You gotta do the work though. You gotta go to the gym, you gotta eat well, run, jump, whatever, exercise, make some money, stuff like that. Then yeah, you're gonna age gracefully. I'm not talking about making millions of dollars. You ain't gotta make millions of dollars. Just a couple of thousands, 200, 300, 400,000. You're gonna live a good life and you're gonna age well. So, but women on the other hand, the beauty start to fade. Most women, I ain't gonna say every woman, because I've seen some women in their 30s that's still pretty fine. And also, you gotta understand, most women in their 30s, they're usually single mom. They probably got one baby already or two baby already. So that's why the word cook is what it is. It's been cooked. You're cooked. If you're as a woman above 30, you're cooked. That's how he sees it. Well, according to statistics, we know men tend to prefer younger women, and a lot of women don't like that statement because most women, Whenever men have preference, women gonna have something to say about that. That's just women. So, well, according to what I understand, meeting some guys or knowing some men or what I read or statistics or whatever, men tend to prefer younger women. And when you live in Estonia right here, there's so many older women out here that wants a loving relationship and shit, but they can't get none. Most young guys in Estonia even date them. You're gonna see like a 40 years old woman dating like a 25 years old man in Estonia. But it never lasts though. After like a year or two, they're gonna break up and he's gone with a younger person. It happens a lot here, which is pretty normal here. And I'm not trying to shame women when they're young. You can do whatever you want. Like that's not my problem. But I tend to see that a lot in Estonia. Like older women tend to date younger dudes because the older men are not even looking at them. Maybe they want to have sex, cool. Most of them, they just date them for a while, dump them, and date them for a while. That's all they do here. So, so his statement, is partially true. In my personal opinion, I think if you find a woman, even in her 30s, if she's 31, 32, and she's not been around, she don't do all this female trip and all this bullshit. She's not, used to solving a bad way. She don't have any bad reputation. Or she don't have any, thing that's gonna ruin your life as a man. I don't see any reason why you cannot, have a good relationship with her. The only time I have problem with older woman is when, maybe in her 20s, she's been around or she's gone on these Dubai trips and all this shit and she's been like a whore, she's been whoring around and all this shit. Then she turned 30 and she suddenly became a Christian or something. Or suddenly, she's a good girl now and all this shit. Yeah, you gotta stay away from someone like that. And that's where a lot of men do have problem. They say, oh, they party in their 20s and in their 30s now they want to settle down and all this shit. And I also saw in the video that some of the men in their 20s, most people don't even give a shit about them. But women get flown around a lot in their 20s. They got opportunities. People buy them things for free. People do things for them for free. They use a lot of men for their home benefit and so many other things. So by the time they turn 30 and that attention start to go away, this is when they start settling down. They want to settle down. Or this is when they start blaming men for dating young people. We see that a lot on the podcast. We hear about it a lot. And I ain't surprised about that. Because when a woman is not getting what she wants, she becomes your number one enemy. Because at that point, she's not getting what she wants from you. That's why if you check a podcast, you check so many podcasts, that most women will complain about a man dating younger women are usually older women. Or like a prostitute or something. It's either a prostitute, OnlyFans girl, or some older woman or something. It's usually one of that three. Because most times you're never going to see like a young girl complain about a man dating an older, younger girl. These young girls don't give a shit. When women in that age of 20, 21, 19, 18, 22, 25, they usually don't care about a lot of things. It's when they start getting to that 26, 27, 28, that's when they start giving a fuck about a lot of things. That's when they start thinking about more serious relationship. That's when they stop listening to their foolish friends and stuff. That's when they want to take life a little bit more serious. But like I said earlier, if she's not fucked up a lot, yeah, there's nothing wrong with it. She lived a life, maybe she partied, but if she's not, fucking every guy's in club and all this shit, there's nothing wrong with dating an older woman, maybe 30, 31. There's nothing wrong with it. Just make sure you're not dating the town bicycle. Just make sure you're not dating someone that's been around a lot. Just make sure of that. Make sure the person you're dating, maybe let's say she's just been too ambitious or whatever. Maybe she's this girl that's too into careers and she never know, oh yeah, I'm 30 now. There's some women like that get lost in their career. Maybe they want to prove something. Or those women, they're still fixable. But you see those girls that play around in their 20s or listen to their foolish friends in their 20s, those are not fixable. Those one are the dumb part of the women. So, like I said, partially is right and partially is wrong. Is women in her 30s does not done stupid shit. There's nothing wrong with dating her. Give her a chance. She's probably a good person. But women in her 30s has done a lot of stupid shit. No, don't give her a chance at all. Just like a lot of women ain't gonna give a man a chance if he's not tall or he's not this or he ain't got enough money or he's not good in bed and all this superficial shit. For men, I think they look more about the sexual past, and a lot of all these other things. But for women, I think they look more about the height and if he's strong or if he's tall enough and all this shit. So that's just the human thing. The women look for what they look for, and the men look for what they look for. It's just what it is. And I don't think that's going to change anytime soon because that's how we programmed. Whether we like it or not, as human being, whether we like it or not, as a woman or man, we program a certain way. We're disgusted by some certain things, and we are attracted by some certain things. Women are always going to be attracted to tall people. That's just what it is. The tall guy could be ugly as shit, and she's still gonna date him. Just like a man will always be attracted to a woman's innocence. That's never gonna change either. Oh, she's so sweet. That's the biggest weakness for a man. Oh, she's so nice. She's so gentle. She dresses well. Oh, she's this, she's that. That's always gonna be a man's weakness every single day. And for women, oh, he's tall, he has money, oh, he's this, so he's spontaneous, and that's always going to be a woman's weakness every day. So it's just what it is. That's how we program. Men are always going to like younger women due to the attractiveness and fertility. Women are always going to like older men due to the stability and financial security. Even some women are going to sacrifice height for money, for that security. But one thing a man is never going to sacrifice is a shitty past from a woman. Unless if you're an OnlyFans model and he's an OnlyFans model and you're both prostitutes and you're dating each other. That's different. Some men might even give it a chance. Oh, she does OnlyFans before, I'm going to try. But it never ends well. It never ends well. It's either one of them kill each other over jealousy or the dude eventually wakes up and be like, okay, fuck, I can't do this shit. It always ends like that. Always. But at the end of the day, women be good, men be good. Men is always going to be attracted to what they're attracted to. That's not going to change. Society is not going to change that. We program that way. Women is always going to be attracted to what they're attracted to. Nothing's going to change that either. At the end of the day, that's my own opinion about it. Let me know what y'all think about it in the comment section. I'm going to reply everything. Please like and subscribe.